Hi, this is Dawn from Ninja Bunny Crochet. Today I have for us to do the star stitch. This stitch is sometimes also referred to as the jasmine stitch. It makes this very cute little star pattern. This can be used for lots of different projects: blankets, hats, scarves, dishcloths, anything really this stitch can be used for. It's a very cute stitch and I really like this stitch. So let's grab our hooks, grab our yarn, and let's get started making some star stitches. For today's tutorial, I'll be using a J hook or 6.0 millimeter hook and some worsted weight yarn. It doesn't matter what size hook you use or what size yarn as long as your hook and your yarn match. For the star stitch, or sometimes it's called the jasmine stitch, it's in the multiple of 2 plus 7. So for today's tutorial, we're going to be doing a chain of 19. Once you have, now that we have the chain of 19, we're going to start second chain from hook. The one on the loop on the hook does not count, so we go 1, 2, insert our hook, and pull up a loop. We're going to go in the second chain, insert our hook, and pull up a loop. So we have 3 loops on our hook, but we need 6. So we're going to go into the next chain, insert our hook, and pull up a loop. So now we have 4 loops on our hook. Go into the next chain and pull up a loop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops on our hook. Go into the next chain and pull up a loop. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 loops on our hook, yarn over, and pull through all 6. Chain 1 to complete the stitch. To start our next stitch, we're going to insert our hook into this little round hole right here into the center of the stitch and pull up a loop. Then we're going to be working between the last 2 posts of the stitch. So insert your hook into there and pull up a loop. So now we have 3 loops on our hook. Then we're going to go into the last worked stitch, which is right here. You'll be able to tell because it'll be kind of large because it's already been worked into. So insert your hook into that one and pull up a loop. So now we have 4 loops on our hook, but again we need 6. So insert into the next stitch and pull up a loop. So now we have 5 loops, and into the next stitch, and we have 5 loops, 6 loops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Yarn over the hook and pull through all 6 loops and chain 1 to complete. And we're going to repeat that all the way down the chain. So into the center of the stitch, pull up a loop between the 2 posts, last 2 posts, pull up a loop, and into the last work stitch, pull up a loop, into the next 2 stitches, pull up a loop, to give us 6 loops on our hook. Yarn over the hook, go through all 6 loops, chain 1. I'll show it to you one more time. Insert into the center of the stitch, pull up a loop, in between the 2 posts, pull up a loop, into the last work stitch, pull up a loop, into the next 2 stitches, 1 and 2. We have 6 loops on our hook, yarn over the hook, and pull through all 6. Chain 1 to complete. We just have a few more to go. Might as well just finish that row with you. insert into the center, pull up a loop between the last two stitch posts, pull up a loop into that last work stitch, pull up a loop into the next two stitches. 6 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through all 6, yarn over again, and chain 1 to complete. Again, into that center hole, pull up a loop in between those last two posts, pull up a loop into that last work stitch, pull up a loop, and into the next two chains. We're going to pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through all 6. Chain 1 to complete. And we have one, I believe we have one more to go, maybe 2. Insert into the hook center, pull up a loop between the last two posts, pull up a loop into the last work stitch, pull up a loop into the next two stitches, pull up a loop, 6 loops on our hook, yarn over, and pull through all 6. Chain 1 to complete. Now we have this one stitch left, and into that one stitch you're going to yarn over and do a half double crochet, and that completes row 1. To start row 2, you're going to chain 2, turn the work, and we're going to half double crochet into that first half double crochet that we made. Then we're going to place 2 half double crochets into each one of the eyes. So if you're not sure where the eye is, you can spread them out a little bit, or you can just flip it over and you'll be able to see where all the stitches gather, and that's where the eye is. So half double crochet into the center of the eye, and you're going to place 2 of those into each one of those eyes. That's 1, 2. Continue that for the rest of the stitches, and I'll meet back up with you at the end of the row. I'm at the end of row 2, and I just placed my last 2 half double crochets, and we kind of have like this gap space here. So what I like to do is I like to place a half double crochet around that last post stitch of the star stitch below, in the row below. So it gives you a nice edge. And to start row 3, we're going to chain up 3 and turn the work. Now to start the row, we're going to go into the second chain from hook, and we're going to pull up a loop. Go in the next chain and pull up a loop. Next stitch, pull up a loop, so we have 4 loops on our hook. The next one we have 5 loops and 6 loops now. Yarn over and pull through all 6. Chain 1 to complete the stitch. And we're going to continue with star stitches like we were before. Insert into the center, pull up a loop in between the last 2 post stitches to the last stitch worked and the next 2 stitches. So it gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 loops. Helps if you know how to count. Chain 1 and the stitch is complete. And again, into the center, pull up a loop between the 2 posts, pull up a loop, into the last stitch worked, pull up a loop, and into the next stitch and the next. And again we have 6 loops on the hook, yarn over the hook, and pull through all 6. Chain 1 to complete the stitch. So continue this all the way down to the end of the row, and I'll meet back up with you at the end of the row. I'm at the end of row 3. I've just finished my last star stitch, and I'm going to place my half double crochet in the last stitch. To start row 4, we're going to chain up 2 and turn the work. I'm going to place a half double crochet into that first stitch, just like we did before, and then we're going to be doing 2 half double crochets into each one of the centers of the star stitches. Again, if you're not sure where that center is, you can flip it over and you can see where all your stitches gather, and this hole right here is the center. So when you're looking at it from this side, you can see these little holes. Those are your centers. That's where you need to place your half double crochets. So we're going to be placing 2 half double crochets in each of those center holes or center gap spaces. This will complete the stars. So let's continue making these half double crochets. We'll get down to the end of the row. Since I don't have that many more stitches to go, I'll just complete this on camera. Okay, now I'm down to that end, and there is that last half double crochet where we're going to do it around the post stitch on the end. And there it has that. And we go, when we do the next row, when we start our next row of star stitches, you're going to chain up 3 and turn. So we just do a repeat of rounds 1 and 2 for however long you want your project to be. So this is how you do the star stitch. So if you've liked this tutorial, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and ring that bell. Thanks for watching, and happy crocheting! Bye-bye!